Hey folks, sorry about that. I'm just trying to get myself together. I wanted to do like a wide screen, but it's not cooperating. All right, happy weekend. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. I am doing something a little bit, well, you know me, I always go live with no particular reason, but just to want to share some things with you. So I'm just going to show you here what I'm doing. I am putting together some vegan meat. It's actually vegan ham. This is, if you watched my live last week, this is the vegan ham that I had in the fridge since last week. And what I'm doing now is I've left it sitting out today, and I'm going to show you how I put it together. Now, I really like doing these lives where I'm not specifically intending to kind of come in with like a whole plan, but I'm doing something in the kitchen, and I figure, why not show you at the same time? A lot of the time people kind of wonder how I get the ham to look how it does. And this one looks beautiful. So I'm going to do, there's quite a lot of this dough here, and I don't want to leave it as dough again for a few days. So I want to at least wrap the hams. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to just take some of this and you can see how pliable it is. That really does add to the texture that I get. But one thing that's missing is my starchy membrane. And normally I would have a batch of that made, but because I made so much of this, I didn't have a batch of it. So I've got it all together here. The recipe for this is on my channel. If you go to my channel page and watch the big ham video, it's got loads of views. That's the one that explains this recipe. So what I'm going to do is kind of get this with some water and the rice paper, because that's what gives it those the nice kind of interlacing. And it would be a shame for me not to do it the way that I normally do, because this texture is wild. This is not real meat, but it looks like it is. Not just because of the pink color, but just how it feels. So what I'm going to do is take a couple of sheets of this. This 4 sheets there. I'm going ahead and put like 6 or 8. Yeah, there we go. Let's put 6 sheets. That should do for now. If I want to add some more, I will. And essentially, and also I want to say as well, if you want to ask any questions about vegan food, etc., please feel free to do so. I also have done quite a lot of prep this weekend. I did vegan quiche, which is really nice, and I used tortillas for the crust. And I also did, what else did I do? I did stuffed potatoes. I did grilled tomatoes. I did loads of different things. So they're already packed up in the fridge and freezer, and that's going to cover us for the next 2 weeks. So right now, what I'm going to do, if I can find it, here we go. Here's my blender. I'm going to go ahead and get this starchy membrane together, because if I do the ham and I don't include the starchy membrane, it doesn't get that, that pull. If you look at my ham, if you hold on a second, I can go and get one from the fridge. I'll go and get it so I can show you. All right, here it is. Here it is. This is the ham before it's cooked, okay? And this is the ham after it's cooked. That's what it looks like. So this has been in the fridge. If I left it out a little bit longer, it will be softer. But I just want to show you here. This is what the ham looks like. You see that lovely pull that I'm getting here? I get that pull, which is very reminiscent of ham, from this starchy membrane that I make. And I don't have any of it at the moment, so I'm going to make it while you watch. And hopefully I'm not going to be too loud, because the time zone difference between where I am and where a lot of you are, I know a lot of you are in different countries around the world, but the time zone difference is there. Can you just let me know as well? Give me a thumbs up if you, to help the stream. And also let me know in the comments if my fan is too loud, because I've got a fan right next to me. It's really hot here. It's like 33, 34 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's hot. So I'm trying to stay cool. Anyway, let's get this going. Inside of this, I've got to put some apple cider vinegar. The rest of the recipe, like I say, if you go onto my channel page, and on the big video, which is like Rose's Game Changer Ham, if you click on that and then into the description, you'll see the actual list of ingredients that makes this up. But what I do is I tend to make batches of this, so it makes it easier for me when I actually need to make it. I don't have to sit down and do everything manually. All right, so one of those things you want when you have any vegan meat, you want to have a texture that is fatty flavors. So I use coconut oil. It doesn't have a label on it because I actually buy the refills, so this is just a bottle that I use to refill. And then the only other ingredient, sometimes you can, if you have it, you can use what do you call it? Stock, vegetable stock. But I don't have any vegetable stock at the moment. I haven't made any for a while, so I'm going to use water. Let me get that. And what makes this so special is the fact that you can have something that is not meat, is cruelty-free, is not as fatty as meat, but it's still healthy and it's full of protein. I get a lot of comments on my channel, certainly a lot more recently since I've been getting a lot more views, and people are like, oh, don't you want protein? Are you sure being vegan is healthy, etc.? It's plenty healthy. There's loads of people who eat meat who are not healthy. So why not choose something that's different? But you're going to see me roll and do all of this. Thank you, Court. Okay, good. Glad to know you can hardly hear it. Thank you very much. So yeah, this is there's quite a lot of this here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together. And I wonder if we'll be able to beat the last stream. Last stream we had like 800 or so people on the stream, so that was fun. Throughout the stream, I was streaming for a little while, so that was fun. All right, let me go ahead and get this stuff. In fact, what I need to do is really put this in first. This is what's going to give it that nice jelly-like texture that goes in between. Where's the ham? Let me show you again. So when you look at the ham, that texture that goes in between, that fatty texture, that's all going to come from this. And this is a really important secret ingredient for it. Oh, so good. All right, let's get on with it then. And it's been so fun having this channel over the last year, because those of you who have been rocking with me know that this is kind of a hobby channel for me. I didn't intend to start or run a cooking channel, but I've gotten so much love and also in the Facebook groups as well. I've got so much love and I'm so grateful. And so many of you have reached out and told me how much you really love the recipes and how you enjoy making them, and how innovative and different they are. So that's really encouraging, and I appreciate all of the support and all the questions as well. So I'm putting these in here. When you make something with these rice sheets, you'd be like, oh, you shouldn't keep it so wet, but I actually want it to be wet so it becomes more jelly-like. And then that jelly texture becomes what is a little bit more of the fatty flavor that texture that you get in between. And the more of it I have, which is why I'm making a batch now, the better the ham comes out, and it can come up with like a really nice, fatty exterior. So that is really good. And I'll just see if I can pull out one of these to show you what it looks like. So it's still translucent, it's just getting tacky and so on. And then when you blend it, it becomes tiny little pearls. And those tiny little pearls make up that lovely texture in between. So luckily I don't have that much more to do. Just want to get this going. Oh, I forgot, I need some miso paste. Let me see if I've still got some of that. Okie dokie, I have some miso. Miso helps with the flavor profile, and it doesn't taste cheesy when you do it with the other ingredients that I'm putting it with. But what it also does is it helps with developing the flavor over time. One of the things I really like about using miso, whether I'm using it to make cheese or if I'm using it in the ham, or anything else I put it in, like I use it in my cheese sauces and stuff. But one of the things I really love doing with it is the fact that it helps develop the flavor because it's alive. So I'm happy with that. Now we want to get some of this in. Now I know for a fact that I have one of these. Where is it? Somewhere in here, hopefully at the top, there is I think I put a preserver in here. I think I did. So I just have to look out for it so I don't blend it. I don't think it's in here. Maybe I'll put it in the other one. All right, yeah, I'm not feeling a preserver. So I can go ahead and add this in. And the fan is taking it all. All right. And like I say, this is going to give us that most important part of the texture of the, the pull and everything that we're going to get with the ham. So get a little bit more water in there. And it's going to become sloshy and mushy. In terms of the quantities for this, go ahead and look at the recipe on the main video. I made a Google Doc which includes all of the recipe details, and I even included, I think, some tips in there as well. But I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you're being super delicious. You're having a good time. You're being easy on yourself, giving yourself grace. Taking every moment that you can to be grateful to be alive. All right, I'm getting the blender out. On my channel, those who watch a lot of my videos, you know I hate to do the blending where you get to listen to it. But I'm on live, so you're gonna have to listen to it, or turn your volume down for a second. I don't think there's a way for me. Oh, I think I can. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I can blend and I can mute at the same time. Let's see. I am looking for my lid. Don't you just hate when that happens? I know I put it somewhere useful, so I'm going to just use this in the meantime. Are you still using maple with the ham? I finished all the maple that my good friend sent me. So no, I use honey or brown sugar. Coconut sugar is good as well as like to give it a different flavor profile, but it doesn't take a lot of honey during the actual cooking, the inside of the ham. But when I am doing the glaze, yeah, the glaze is where maple would be really good. But I haven't had any for a while, Miss Courtney. um, so let me go ahead, and this is gonna mix really upset because it's so much powder. I should have added it bit by bit, but hey, it is what it is. All right. So you're going to be able to see everything, but because I know some people have sensory issues or just don't like to listen to very loud noises, and I don't want anybody to kind of come onto the stream and just hear wild noises. So I'm going to mute myself for a second, do the blending quickly. You'll still see everything, but you just won't hear me speaking. I don't know if you can see this, but these tiny little bits on here might be a little bit difficult to see. I'll show you here this way. Right, you see those tiny little bits like that, these little grey looking bits? That's actually the crushed parts of the Vietnamese rice sheets. And that's exactly what I want it to look like. I'm just going to give it another little whiz. It doesn't take long. All right, that's it. So now we've got our starchy membrane. And for anybody who's new to the live, just want to show you, this is what the ham ends up looking like once it's cooked. This one will be a bit tighter because this one I was in a bit of a hurry to get it cooked for that day, but this is essentially what it will end up looking like. So you slice it, it's like a big chunk of ham, and you just slice it how thick you want. These ones are pretty thick, but this is what it ends up looking like. It is the right type of chew. Really delicious. My hubby eats this every single day. He does not get bored. He'll have this every day for breakfast. I like a bit of variety, but he really loves to have this every day. And those of you who eat meat, or who remember what it was like to eat meat, I know for myself, like I said before, I have a lot of nostalgia with ham. It's one of the things that my mum would make, is like some ham and cheese sandwiches, and it'd be like American style cheese, like the slices. It wasn't like, you know, super expensive cheddar. So I don't know, there's something about having ham. And I had been craving a vegan bacon or a vegan ham, funnily enough, because I became a vegetarian in 2003, and I believe it was 2009, January of 2009, that I became a vegan. Yeah, with cheese, ham with cheese, oh, delicious. So yeah, I became a vegan in 2009. Last time I had anything with fish or anything like that was actually the November of 2008. And I went to the health retreat and I fasted for at that health retreat for 3 weeks. And then I came back just before Christmas, like the 22nd of December, something like that. And I really had so much change. I got a lot healthier, really, really experienced a lot of change then. And it really made a big impact on my life. And I'm really grateful for that time. But the only thing I had left to cut out at that point was actually fish. I didn't eat eggs at that point. So yeah, it was just fish that I had to cut out. So what you can see me doing right here now is actually combining the ham dough with the texture. And I'll give you a funny story. I did a video like this for Facebook, and Facebook sent me a warning. It said that I was doing porn. I think it interpreted the color and the flesh-like look as something else, and I had to appeal it so I wouldn't get in trouble. Anyway, you can see such a big difference already in it, and this is what's going to give us that fatty flavor. And by me kind of like twisting and moving it, and this is why it's so important to keep it out, for a period of time before you do this work, because if it comes straight out of the fridge, you're not going to be able to move it like this. It's going to be stubborn. So you need to be able to, to have it here out for some time. And then if you want to have some white colored, fatty looking stuff to incorporate with it, which I highly recommend. This one is actually the membrane incorporated with Vital Wheat gluten, which is the same stuff that makes this meaty. But the flavor in this is just out of this world. It's the same stuff that's in here, and that's what gives the salty, really smoky, salty flavor. It's the pink part is seasoned in itself and has that, but this white part, it makes a big difference. So I always recommend incorporating that, and then that's where you're gonna get. That's where you're gonna get. I'm gonna use a tissue. So you see, like these white parts here. That's this. That's this stuff. Right? That's what makes that stuff. So, and it gives a really nice pop of flavor as well. So I'm going to just rip and pull so that it's irregular. I don't want it to be kind of like one slab. And I also want these pieces to kind of like rip apart. I'm not going to cook this tonight because I don't need one tomorrow. And it's actually 10 a.m. Eastern right now, but it's 10 p.m. in my time zone. So I'm going to just get these ready, wrap them, and then I'll cook them probably tomorrow, put them in the fridge. I'm just going to get this one wet. Let it sit on the side. But I just think it's fascinating that, can make something that is like this. I did a vegan beef recently. I know a lot of people have been messaging me about this vegan beef, especially on the Facebook group. And I am going to be finishing up the editing for it soon. It's just been really busy. But that's going to be really a sight to see, because you can do ground beef with it, vegan ground beef. I put it into Jamaican patties, which some of you saw. And, lasagna, I made ground beef with it. So it was like in our lasagna. It's in so many different things, and it's made such a huge, huge difference. So this, I'm pretty happy with it now. I'm going to get these parts. This is a bit too together for me. I want that to be will split up. And I can't wrap it fully now. I need it now to take time to just combine. So I'm just going to kind of get it to be in some type of shape to be a ball. And then tomorrow when I go to roll it, all of this will combine nicely. And remember, this is starch, right? So starch interlacing with this is going to make it, it's going to interrupt the gluten strands. And that's the reason why you wouldn't want to take this and just go and put it in the oven now. I don't know what that would look like. I wouldn't recommend it. It'd be a waste of all of the hard work that you put in. So this is good. This one's good. I'm happy with this. And I'm just going to put this to the side and then start working on the rest. And this here would be 1 ham. I'm going to weigh it for you so you can see how much it is. But this is only a small amount and I've still got all of this to do. Right, I need to wash my hands. You guys know I hate my hands being messy. All right, so now I want to get something I can put it aside in. I'll just put it aside in this for now. I'll just leave that there for now. Give it some time to come together. All right, this is the next one. So you see I dipped it before and it's kind of like cooperating a little bit more now. I'm gonna wet up the rest of this white with some of this membrane. And it's a messy job. Do you freeze the hams? Yes, I do. So the batch, this, basically I made all of this as one batch a week ago. And then I made 1 ham, which was, I don't know how many pounds this is, but I weighed it was 65 ounces or something like that. So once I made that, I sliced half, and then actually I sliced all of it and then I put half in the freezer. And then for this now, because I've still got the others, what I'm going to do is once this is made, I will just freeze all of it. So I'm going to put them in sizes that will work well with my freezer. But I won't freeze it without it being cooked. So I'll do a big batch like this and this will last for 2 months. I don't have the kind of wherewithal and time it takes to be making vegan meat every weekend. It's too much work. So I can do the vegan chicken. I've kind of got my vegan chicken recipe down to a good space where I can make that in like a couple hours. It's really easy to make. But for the rest of this, yeah, I'll absolutely freeze it. And all of the beef, like even the beef and ground beef, all of that, you can just freeze it, season it how you want. Well, it's already pre-seasoned, so it's already got a lot of good flavor to it. And this cutting that I'm doing here, just to let y'all know, is just so that when I start incorporating it with the pink, it's just a bit easier. The more broken up it is, the more it will behave like it's normal. I know it's more of the color of chicken, you know, that white meat type color, but you wouldn't want to cook this as a vegan chicken because the ingredients in here, like tapioca starch, make stuff kind of a little bit gooey. So that's where you're kind of seeing that white rim when I pull apart the cooked ham. Part of it is because of the cassava flour and the tapioca starch. So that's why I wouldn't use this to just kind of make a chicken, but there is a different type of slightly different ingredients that I use to make my vegan chicken, but that one is really easy to make as well. And I also want to note for some people, do not use house scissors. you have a pair of scissors that you only use in the kitchen. Don't use it for anything. Not opening packages, not around anything else. You just use it only for food. So that's what these are. All right. This is a messy job, but somebody's got to do it. All right, so I'm going to put that here. And now we're going to get into another plot. Look how much of this there is. So much. This will probably be another, let me see. I could probably do 3 maybe. Unless if I wanted to do a really big one. Yeah, let's do, that will be, that's too much for one. All right, that's 1. Yeah, there's 3 here. Actually, might be slightly more than 3. I've got somebody that I'm exchanging food with, who has a tree, an ackee tree, and I'm from Jamaican heritage, and really like me some ackee, and I want to do the ackee with some other things. So she has an ackee tree, so I'm gonna put some of make one that's going to be for her. So that will be this one here. She doesn't eat a lot of ham in the real world, even though she eats meat. She never really ate ham a lot, but she wants to try it. So I'm going to make one that's specifically for her. And I'm very, very generous with this. Now, if you don't mind it, I would definitely recommend that you would use butter at this point as well. We're keeping our butter intake a little bit lower than when I first made this recipe, so I'm not incorporating this with butter. But when I made this in that first video, you'll see this is the time when I'm incorporating butter along with this bending and folding and twisting and stuff. But I won't do that now. Because like I say, we're kind of like lowering the amount of butter or oil that we use. And now I use a spray bottle to when I'm shallow frying something, and that's been working really well. So this looks so good. And it's a little bit of work, but it's not really that hard, like I say, because I've already I already left this out for like 8 hours today, just to sit on the side and just get to a temperature where I'll be able to manipulate it the way that I want. I'll just hold this a bit closer. And I would never ever make a small batch of this. It's just not worth it. If I'm going to put the time in, I'd rather make a big batch and then put the rest aside and leave it for a week, and then I'll get back to it when I've got time. If I've got time midweek, then I'll do this bending and folding, and if not, I'll just wait until I've got some time on a Sunday night or on a Saturday when I'm not busy so much with work. But this is good. If you can see here, that pulling, that's perfect texture to mimic to mimic kind of fat, which is essentially what we're doing here. I got quite a few questions on the channel in the last week asking me, why do I make vegan meat if I'm not for meat? And I'm not against people eating meat. My friends, when they've come over, I will make meat happily for them because it's something that they eat, and just give them an option to try something vegan. But for me and for my hubby, we're both vegans and we do everything together. So that's the reason why and I've always eaten meat. I haven't always been vegan. So I like to make things that remind me of the flavors, the nostalgia of the flavors that I like. It's not really the meat itself. I don't miss meat itself, but I do miss things that are flavorful. Hey, check this out. See this? that is some of that Vietnamese sheet that didn't blend fully, but that's fine. I like that there. All right, this one's good too. So I'm going to put this one aside, and this will be the little one that I give to my friend, so that she has one that she can slice to the thickness that she wants. And I just want to show you here, it's been a few minutes, you can see how this one looks different now because the gluten is starting to mix together. Look at this one, I've just finished that, but this one was 5 minutes ago. All right, leaving that to the side. So we still have 3 respectable size hams to go. Not bad. And I've really been, I don't know, it's like I wasn't even doing that many lives or whatever, but hubby's been so supportive of the channel, and you can see how much everybody enjoys checking out the videos. And also, again, like I say, on the Facebook group, the Seitan Association. You know, seeing how much support we've got, I'm going to do this stuff anyway. This is stuff I'm doing for our household. So why not make sure that we got the benefit of, you know, sharing this stuff with you? And he was saying to me, do more lives. So I was just going to do this and just pack it away and watch YouTube videos while I'm doing it. But I said, okay, I can hear him in my brain saying, do more lives. So jumping on this live with y'all tonight. And some other projects I have coming up. I still have those raisins in the fridge, which I'm going to use to make a wicked, decadent fruitcake, like a serious fruitcake. And I've got browning, I've got the it's currants, like raisins, and sultanas and cranberries, all different types of juiciness. Really gorgeous. I've got all of those in a bowl in the fridge, in a container in the fridge, and it is soaking in rum seasoning, rum essence, and rum and Chinese spice. They smell amazing. I was only intending them to be there for a day. I just didn't get a chance to get back to the fruit cake project. So they've been in there a week and they smell unbelievable. So I'm going to be doing that. And then the next one, which in the comments, y'all have been telling me that you are interested in a cheese recipe. So I'm not going to just do one cheese. I'll show you my cheese sauce, which I use for a very delicious macaroni cheese. I've got a couple of videos on the channel showing you the macaroni cheese as well. So I use it for macaroni cheese. I also use it for lasagna. Yeah, cool. You know what that fruitcake is dangerous. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that real soon. Probably in the next week, because I haven't had any dessert for a couple of weeks. I've been having these little cookies. Let me show you. These gluten-free cookies. They've been kind of nice. The primary ingredient is cassava flour. And you can see it's a natural source of omega-3 and 6. Plant-based. Loads of super seeds in there. Being really delicious. So I'll just show you quickly what's in it. If you look at the underneath the price, see there, it's in English. So it's got cassava flour, coconut oil, palm sugar, not my favorite option, cranberries, pumpkin, Saga starch. I was like, what the hell is that? And I figured it out. I Googled a bit. So I'm going to get some Saga starch powder, cornstarch, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, cinnamon, and powder. So I've got everything in my house to make this except the Saga starch. So, and I've seen, even though I have tapioca starch, it's not going to have the same effect. So I'm going to do a cookie recipe with that, and I think that's going to be really nice as well, kind of modeled off of that, but made my own way, and so on. Lasagnas, macaroni cheese, etc. And my macaroni cheese is unbelievable. I carried some macaroni cheese to a Friendsgiving. It was a big event, and somebody took the tray of macaroni cheese and I never saw it again. So yeah, it's really nice. A couple of people tasted it, and then somebody tasted it, and they were like, "Oh, that's amazing!" And then I never saw it again. So this one is done, and what I'll do tomorrow when this is all set is I will roll it again to make it super tight. And what I will do is use a little bit more of this on the outside before I put it into the baking paper. Right, that's another one. Another one bites the dust. And I'm happy with that. I think what I'm going to do is put this, because it's kind of get that bowl thing is getting a bit crowded. So I'm going to get a plastic bag to put this in, or some wrap, but I need to wash my hands first. Hold on. Okie cookie, I'm back. What else have I got on the line? I made the quiche. Let me show you all the quiche. I'm gonna do the video. I did it a few hours ago. I will tell you, I'm so upset because after it came out of the oven, I shot a video showing you the video, and I'm like, I paused it and then unpaused it so I could get the knife and cut it to show you the cross section, and I was doing all of this, and I went back to upload it, and I've got the part where it comes out the oven, but the part about the cross section, tasting it, all of that, I didn't record it. I don't know what happened. Thank you so much, Court, for coming. And yes, I hope you have a super Sunday as well. Get yourself some rest. Appreciate you on the chat. Let's talk soon. Check my message. I sent you one. Yes, well, thank you so much. Get yourself some rest. Sunday is a great day to get some rest in the morning. All right, so let me find some bags. All right, here we go. Okie cookie. Here we go. All right, it's gonna be messy. Like I said, somebody's got to do it. Ugh. Like everything is good, but it's just like this the touching of something that is squidgy. Some people like that. It's like Play-Doh. All right, so, and I'm just gonna kind of take some of the air out of it so that it adheres a bit easier. And notice what I'm doing. I'm not kind of pushing it to burst the bag, but I'm just pushing it down. And then tomorrow, when I get it out the fridge, it will be easier for me to manipulate and roll into a ball. So that's that one. Let's do the same for these, because they're sitting at the side and they're going to start sticking together. Where did I put the bags? I think I'm having a senior moment. Did you see where I put the bags? Tell me in the comments. Oh, here they are. I got it. All right, so here's the next one. Pack this up. Gosh, that looks so good. Look at how that is. Honestly, I do think it's possible that YouTube may even kind of like not let me get as many views for this video because it does look a little fishy. What am I doing with my hands in something that looks like flesh? It's the problem when the algorithm thinks you're up to something that you're not. Okie cookie. So this is the next one. This one's pretty big as well. We'll weigh them afterwards. All right, let's get this last one into a bag. It's a bit smaller, the baby of the bunch. Just roll it up a little bit. And this is essentially what I'll do tomorrow once it's been in the fridge overnight again. I'll basically be doing that. And you see this side part that's developing? That's happening because the gluten's developing. So tomorrow, all of that will be easier to manipulate. It won't kind of fall through the cracks. And it'd be easier for me to kind of wrap it like that. But you can see how easy that's starting to get already compared to what it was a few minutes ago. So if this was like the morning, I'd be able to do this again by the evening or within a few hours. But that's essentially what I've just done now, is essentially how I get this to become a ham that is rolled and that stays together and that comes out giving you really nice slices. Because you can see here, as you can see here, that's what it ends up looking like. See that? So you end up with that membrane and these little pieces that look like fatty parts of a heart. For those of you who are vegan, who do not like food that's vegan to look like meat, obviously you're not going to like this. But for those of you who find food fascinating, that you can create something, it's no different to when you see a cake that looks like a piece of corn or, you know, a sofa or something like that. It's just, you know, something different. All right, let's get this one in here. Going to press it down, leaving a little bit of air so as I press the air escapes. All right, give that a twirl. I'm going to have to wash my hands again, can't take it. And then I'm going to roll these last two. If you've got any questions about making vegan food, seasonings, how you can get your food to taste better, just let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to give you some practical tips. This is a really great way to get some nice food in your kitchen. What I did with this is with the vegan ham that I made, I'll just show you again for anybody who's new to the chat. To the video, this is what the vegan ham ends up looking like afterwards. So these are some slices here. If you put them in the air fryer or you put them on the stovetop, you get that lovely crispy bacony type flavor and texture. So that's what they end up looking like. I'm going to open one up or kind of tear one apart for you a little bit so you can see. See here? And this is pretty thick slice, but you can slice them thinly as well. And although this is not meat, this is something that looks really meaty. And once again, I do know there are vegans who do not like meat, like vegan food to look like meat, but I have to remind you, it's not meat. It's flour. It's vegan ham. No cruelty. There was no animals hurt. in the making of this product. So let's get this one incorporated and pulled together. Some other things I'm thinking about doing. I should really have recorded the stuffed potatoes that I did, like potato skins, because I put some of the ham in it with vegan cheese and stuff like that, and it came out really good. So those are already meal prepped. Is enough for a couple of days this week and a couple of days of next week coming. So I made enough. I like, whenever I make food, I always try to make more than what I need immediately, because I don't eat restaurant food often. It's extremely rare for me to have restaurant food. I don't have takeout. So I try to build up my own freezer with foods that we would eat if we were going to go out. So let's say I will make a big batch of French fries, and we'll do like home cut French fries. So we'll do them at home, and I'll season them up, and then I'll part cook them in the air fryer, let them cool down on the side, and then package them in like 200 grams. I don't know what that is in ounces, but it's like, a portion that you would get at a restaurant, and just portion them up and put them in the freezer. And anytime my hubby wants to have French fries, which is very often if you know my hubby, but he has home fries. He won't eat French fries from, the store. They're just not healthy, and they've got funny things in them. So we just cut some potatoes up and make that. And, if you're really busy during the week, you're out and your teenagers or young adults are going to be at home. You want them to have something they can easily grab and eat. And that's what the chips and the lasagnas and all those other things that I make, that's why they're beneficial, because you can just take them out by portion size, put them in the microwave. Like I was out yesterday, my husband doesn't cook. So I was out yesterday, I went to go and get a pedicure, and there was lasagna, pre-made delicious lasagna. And I made like 24 portions of it, I think. And he just warmed that up along with a portion of chips and had some salad that was in the fridge. And that's a meal. He doesn't have to know how to cook in order to do that. And it's something that we know is healthy. It's made at home, made with love. And I would love to know if any of you in the chat have any questions. Do let me know. I'm more than happy to cover those. This looks so good. This is a bit more cooperative, I would say, than even the other ones earlier on. Right, so I'm going to get this one into a bag now, and then put that one aside. This will be our fourth ham for today, and there's still one more to go, so that means 5 hams. This is probably 2 months, maybe more than 2 months. Yeah, probably more than 2 months worth of ham. And it just marks it off on my list. Once it's done, I don't have to think about it. I want to show you the quiche as well. Okie dokie, here is the quiche. Already wrapped it up, so I'm going to have some of this tomorrow. Let's show you this piece here. Here. And it's got tortilla. It's got vegan eggs, which I make at home. On this one, it's got like peppers, chickpeas, loads of other bits and bobs on it. And then there's another one I made, which was more plain. So yeah, this is the quiche, vegan quiche. No eggs, and I use black salt to give it the eggy flavor. I don't usually get the luxury of making that because my hubby does not like the flavor of egg. Obviously, we don't eat eggs, but if you use black salt, it gives that sulfur-like flavor to make something a little bit more eggy. And he doesn't like quiche. He never has. Even when we ate meat and stuff, he didn't like quiche. So I was able to actually make it with the black salt. Okie dokie, let's get this one wrapped up. And I'm so excited to keep sharing this stuff. This is a totally impromptu live, and this here crazy looking mound becomes ham for anybody who's new to the chat. I'll leave this here so it's easy for a reference point. This one's probably got a little bit more white than I'd like in it, but I think it'll be all right. So let's get this in the bag. Ooh. There it is. Good stuff. All right, now what I'm going to do is just gently push it down. And that is number 4. And just have one more, and that is us done for the night. All right, let's get this one here out. And that's what it looks like. Yeah. And this here, this starchy mixture is what gives the ham that pull. See that pull there? This thing here, that's what gives it that. And these white bits is the white parts I've got here. Really, really good stuff. All right, just washing my hands. And let's go ahead, get in and do the ripping and pulling. And this is what gives it that really great texture. That texture that tastes like ham. That texture that tastes like the you know, that vegan bacon. Whenever I was in London a few months ago and I was buying vegan bacon because I didn't get a chance to make any of this, and my bags, I wouldn't have been able to bring it anyway because I had too much stuff with me. But when you buy vegan bacon, it tastes like cardboard. It's been so long since I had anything like that because I make it all at home, but it doesn't challenge this. It really does taste like cardboard. It's like they don't have any movement to them. It's not appealing. So I'm really grateful to have this recipe and to have worked on it over and over to kind of get it, perfect it here and there. All right, here we go. There's 3 of these, but there's actually one more. I need to get that over here. All right, so I've got 4 so far. And then the one we're going to do now is number 5. All right, so Need to get some of this sauce, starchy membrane, and then just use it to start incorporating the white parts along with the pink. And all of it is extremely well seasoned. You will not taste this and be like, it doesn't taste of anything. It's smoky because I use smoke powder, Fumaro smoke powder. It's got umami because I use shiitake mushroom powder. It has salt. I use mushroom powder and pink salt for the salt flavor. It has all kinds of different things in it, and the pink color comes from a food dye, a pink food dye, that you can also try to use like beetroot powder for the color. And this is all about getting it all incorporated as best I can. And I've got a lot of this white left over, so I'm going to try and incorporate a little bit more of this so that I'm not left with anything, because the way my brain works, if this is left over, I'll have to make some more ham to go along with it, and I don't have that kind of energy. Lovely texture to it. Anyway, in other news, what have you got going on this week? What do you want to do with your week? For me, tomorrow, I'm restarting my health journey. I didn't really stop it, but I haven't been doing as much exercise since I traveled. And I want to get back into my daily exercise. I do stretching every day because I have to, because of my pain. I have chronic pain, so I do stretching every day. But I would like to kind of take that up a notch. And I do a lot of walking in the house. The other day I had my counter on me, and in the house I did like 9,000 steps, which is 4 miles in one day. I do have a fairly sizable house, but it was a busy time because I was cooking, I was doing laundry, I had workmen in that day, so I was kind of like going back and forth throughout the house. So it was really a big day. From here where I'm standing in the kitchen's at the back of the house, in our house, and to the front of the house, I've never really tried it, but I would probably say it's about 50 steps, maybe. I don't know, I've never tried it. But anyway, it's a big enough house that if I'm having a busy day, I will do minimum 3,000 steps. And at most, I don't know that I've done more than 9,000 in a day. I haven't tried it, haven't tracked it. So I don't need to really get my steps up, so to speak, because I do that in the house. But it's the stretching and toning. And also I'm going to be doing smoothies in the morning. So I guess I could kind of call that smoothie challenge. But it's going to be a way of ensuring that I'm getting as much nutrition as I can throughout the day, and that I'm not kind of doing myself a disservice, because sometimes if I don't have something I want to eat, I'm really fussy as an eater, and if I don't have something I feel for, like I can eat oats, but if I don't feel for it, I'm not going to eat oats. I'd rather starve, which is really bad, I guess, but it's just how my brain and body works, and it is what it is. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to have a smoothie in the morning, because it's easy for me to drink. I don't feel stressed by that. So I'll have a smoothie in the morning with maybe 2 or 3 of my vegan omelets. which I've got on the channel if you're interested in checking those out. And I will also have a matcha tea, because I find that that gives me some good energy in the morning. And that will take care of me for the morning. In the afternoon, I will have, or the late morning, I'll have like a beet juice. And that beet juice, if I have that every day, it gives me so much energy. And here are the omelets. I meal prep these. I have a skillet that has four, like, a skillet that you can do fried eggs in. And then I just basically prep sometimes 70, 80 of these at a time. And then that'll take care of like breakfast for weeks. So it'll be omelets, ham. I don't eat the ham because I'm allergic to gluten or can't have gluten. I'm not really allergic, but I can't, I don't know. I guess, is that an allergy? No. I guess, maybe. Yeah, I can't have gluten, so I don't have the ham anymore. But this is for my hubby, and that's why it lasts so long, because it's not two of us eating it. If both of us were eating this every day, and for me, it's like I ate the ham and beef, all of it for ages. Like I didn't have any issues with having it, but I do have a health condition that I have to avoid certain foods because they exacerbate my condition. And since I stopped having a lot of different things that bothered me, I am in a much better health place. So I can't be upset about that. I have to go along with what works for my body at this time. So that's why I'm a little bit more fussy with my food, with what I can eat. Or what I do eat, should I say. It's not that I don't want to. I want to eat this stuff. It's just I can't. If I don't want to have any bad reactions, and I've been really transparent about what that condition is on my channel. I did a video about my 22-pound weight loss and included what that was in there. So I have a condition called fibromyalgia, and keeping myself without triggers is really important. And so I have to sacrifice things that I really want, which sucks, but at least I'm healthy. All right, so we have finished this part of the video. And I'll just give you a quick look. And we'll do everything on the scale to see how much it weighs. I'm going to do this in grams and ounces. I understand grams more than I do ounces. So this one, and it will probably be like 1.5 times, maybe 2 times once it's cooked. So this one is 1647 in grams, and in ounces that's 58 ounces. That's one ham. Let's measure the rest and see what we come up with. Place your bets. Do you think it's going to be more or less compared to the other one? I think it's going to be, I don't know, it feels heavier, but I'm going to say less. Let's see. 54.4 ounces, and that is 1,541 grams. And like I say, once this cooks, they expand. So it will that will probably end up, these two will probably end up about 2 kilos, and 1 kilo is more than what my hubby will eat in a week. So I think this is probably about 3 months worth of ham. And the bits that I've got left over, I'm going to preserve this. Funnily enough, it will keep. If you put this in the freezer Actually, no, I'm probably going to use it to baste it on the outside before I cook it. But if there is anything left, I'll just put it in the freezer. My fridge is spectacular, so even if I put it in the fridge, it would still be okay. But yeah, I'll put this in the freezer, and then when I make the next batch, I'll just incorporate it and use it in that. Or I will use this in my next batch of quiche to give it a smoky flavor. But I'll put that to the side for now. Let's carry on weighing. So this one is 1,042 grams, 36 pounds. And I just want to put this in perspective, right? How much I spend on the ingredients. Okay, fair enough. Buying the ingredients initially costs maybe $80, right? But I don't know, maybe less. I mean, for me, it isn't $80, but let's just give that as an example, because $80 in the scheme of things isn't that much compared to how much food costs. So if you could spend $80 to get all the ingredients, and then you get 3 months worth of ham, which you can put on pizzas, in carbonara, with your pasta, you can put it on anything and in anything. You can make, fried rice. It's a very small amount of money to pay for as much meat as you're going to get from it. All right, so this one is 1,300 grams, which in ounces is 46. And then the little baby one, which I'm going to give as a gift to a friend who doesn't eat a lot of ham in the real world, even though she eats meat, but she loves my my vegan eats. A lot of my meat eating friends do, and they always want to taste my food. So I'm going to do this little one for her. This one is 642 grams, which is 22 ounces. So once this one is cooked, it will probably be at least 800, maybe 900 grams. It will increase in its size. So that is it. Thank you so much for accompanying me on my food adventures at this late hour of the night. For me, early in the morning for you. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday morning, and I am wishing you a really, really great week. No matter whatever you get up to, no matter what your priorities are this week, I hope you're having a really amazing week, and something great happens for you, to you, around you. Stay positive, keep your head in the right space, enjoy your food journey, and enjoy life. This week, you're going to have a week that somebody else didn't get. So make sure you enjoy it. Be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some grace. And have a delicious week. Remember to like the stream. If you're watching this on the replay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Remember to comment below, like the stream, and I will 150% respond to every comment in the comments, even if it's on the replay. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have a great week ahead. Lovely Sunday and a great week ahead. Keep your head in the right space and stay delicious. You guys know I love you. Take care. Bye.